Hi YouTube, this is the True Black Queen. Today is Friday, May 6th, 2010, and I thought I would come on today and do a cooking video. Today I am making a fiery fish taco with a crunchy corn salsa. This is a very good recipe. It really is. I really enjoyed it. I know I've mentioned before, I live in the hottest state in the world, the state of Texas. So anytime that I can cook without turning on the stove, I'm all for it at this point. So I will be making these on my George Foreman grill, which I love. I really love my George Foreman. For this recipe, I'm using tilapia fillets. You can really use any white fish. It's just that we really do like tilapia, so that's the one that I'm using. And I am using a flour tortilla simply because I like flour tortillas. You can use the multi-grain tortillas or the corn tortillas. It's just that I prefer flour, so that's what I'm using. And I'm also using this chipotle mayo as my sauce on my tacos because this is really good. With the original recipe, it calls for another sauce, but I really didn't like it, so I don't use it. As far as seasoning my tilapia, it's just 3 seasonings. I'm using a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of ground black pepper, and a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And I've got those mixed up here. Now this recipe, the seasoning really is to taste. It is called a fiery fish taco, so it's going to have a bit of a bite. So if you'd really prefer to use more than a teaspoon of cayenne pepper or more than a teaspoon of pepper, that's really up to you. It's just, whatever you and your family are comfortable with. Now as far as our corn salsa, which is really a very good salsa. You can eat it alone or you can eat it on top of this taco as we're going to do. But it's also terrific by itself. I've got frozen corn here. You can use fresh corn. You just have to boil it and then, take the kernels off. But I wasn't trying to do all that. So I just got some frozen corn, which I'm going to saute on my skillet. Now this recipe calls for jicama, 1 jicama diced, but I do not have a clue what a jicama is. I don't even think I've ever seen a jicama, but I looked it up and it said that I could substitute apples for it, so every time I make this recipe, that's what I do. So I'm going to dice up 2 Granny Smith apples. I'm going to dice 2 red bell peppers and half a cup of a red onion. Now the recipe also calls for the juice of 1 lime, and for some reason our local stores, the limes have absolutely no juice in them. So I'm just using this lime here that comes in the little green, whatever this is called. I don't even know what this is called, but I'm using this lime here, and the juice of 1 lime comes out to about 2 tablespoons. So what I basically do is I start off with 2 tablespoons and then I add it to taste until I'm happy with the flavor. And I also have to use a cup of cilantro, which is in the refrigerator. I just forgot to take it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up my bell pepper, my onion, my apple, saute my corn, and get my cup of cilantro, and I will be back to put the salad together. Hi YouTube, and I am back, and this is the final result of our crunchy corn salsa. Isn't it pretty? My goodness, look at all these colors. And it smells so good. I think it's the cilantro, and you can smell the sweetness of the Granny Smith apples. But in here I have a package of frozen corn, 2 red bell peppers, 2 Granny Smith apples, about a cup or so of cilantro, and half a red onion. And then I added the 2 tablespoons of lime. And this is the end result. And this is really good. I'm telling you, this can really be eaten by itself. And basically, I just diced everything up and put it in a bowl. I did put my corn in a skillet for about, maybe about 3 to 4 minutes. Just kind of, sauteed it a bit. I didn't add any butter or salt or pepper or anything to it. I just put it in the skillet. And this is the end result. And it's really good. So when I get ready to put my tilapia on the grill, I will be back, and then I will be able to plate up this fiery fish taco with the crunchy corn salsa. Okay, and I am back, ready now to grill my tilapia. There's my George Foreman. All I'm going to do is I'm going to brush some olive oil on my tilapia. Season it here with my cayenne pepper, salt, and ground pepper. Put it on my George Foreman about maybe 3 to 4 minutes. And then I'm going to plate it up. Alright, I have seasoned the tilapia. I brushed some olive oil on it. Then I sprinkled it with the cayenne pepper, the black pepper, and the salt. Alright, I put it on the George Foreman grill. Now I'm going to close it. I'm going to let it sit for about 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, it's been about 3 or 4 minutes. I flipped it one time. And this is the end result. See that it's done because it's flaking. So I'm going to take this off the grill. I'm going to warm my tortillas, and then I'm going to plate it up. And fiery fish tacos with a crunchy corn salsa is what we are having for dinner. Okay, I have plated up our fiery fish taco and our crunchy corn salsa, and this is the end result. So hopefully you like this recipe and you will try it. Evelyn and I will be having this tonight for dinner. Let's see. So thanks everyone for watching. Bye.